Right, now, I hope you'll all forgive me for calling this emergency cabinet meeting. I know you're all very busy. What with Ben and his Strictly Come Dancing rehearsals. Never knew you had it in you, Ben. But I did feel that this was a matter that required our fairly urgent attention. As such, I've decided to rearrange the agenda for today's meeting, which may mean that there will now be insufficient time to fully discuss the issue of dogs' leashes in public parks. We'll also forego reading the minutes of the last meeting and proceed directly to the first item.
Point of order, are we setting a precedent here, PM?
No, I think it's fairly safe to assume that this is a one-off with no impact on future protocol.
Good to hear.
Isn't it? Right, now, what I did want to discuss in some detail is this business of the huge flaming asteroid hurtling towards the Earth at 20,000 miles per hour, whose impact in 2 weeks will wipe out the entire human race in approximately 8 seconds.
So not the expenses thing then?
No, we'll try to cover that in any other business if there's sufficient time. Anyway, I wanted to keep things very open-ended at this early stage, you know, toss around a few ideas, run a few things up the flagpole, as they say, see who salutes. But you all know the drill. Anybody want to kick off?
What we mustn't do is let any details leak out. We don't want to cause mass panic.
I entirely agree with you, Health Secretary. However, I do feel that the massive blazing red rock filling the entire sky may well have a similar effect.
What we could do is send Bruce Willis up in a rocket. He could land on the asteroid, drill a big hole, and then...
If you don't mind, Health Secretary, I'm just going to stop you there. Whilst I don't wish to curtail the brainstorming in any way whatsoever, I do think we need to make a clear distinction between fantasy, or fiction in this case, and reality vis-a-vis the asteroid threat. So for the rest of this meeting, I'm going to ask that we remain within the realms of reality and leave the more whimsical suggestions to the opposition. I understand Jeremy Corbyn's organising an anti-asteroid demonstration and coordinated industrial action.
We could build a rocket with a massive warhead and blast the asteroid out of the sky.
Yes, I like a thinking defence minister. How long will this take, roughly speaking?
Well, under EU rules, it has to go to tender, so about 5 years. 4.5 if we ignore the French. Of course, if we left the EU by then, we could take some sort of unilateral action.
So in all scenarios, it would be not less than 3 to 5 years.
Roughly, yes.
Right, now I'm not sure you're all fully grasping the whole 2-week thing. I'm afraid there's minimal slippage in this particular deadline.
We could blame it on the Russians. Everyone knows they're still complete bastards.
Yeah, a good suggestion. And if apportioning blame was our priority, then the Russians would be the perfect candidates. But once again, I just want to try to focus your mind on the core issue of the imminent asteroid-Earth interface and probable Armageddon.
Forgive me, PM, but I think it's right to point out that had the previous government prioritised its spending better, it would have made a huge difference in our preparation for events such as the world being destroyed by a giant ball of fire.
I hear what you're saying, Home Secretary, and whilst that is very politically astute, since by the time of the next general election will be mostly atoms floating around in space, I think we can safely ignore the whole electioneering aspect for now.
Is this an issue we can approach holistically?
In what way?
They've been having some very good results with mindfulness. And these homeopathic remedies are better than drugs, so they say. Shouldn't sustainability be our priority?
Good suggestions all. However, I think we can safely disregard the efficacy of mindfulness and homeopathy at this point. Sustainability, on the other hand, is indeed a priority. Sustainability for more than the next 2 weeks would be immensely helpful. Now, I have mentioned to Prince Charles that he might like to follow up with some alternative therapy solutions, and he's promised to get back to me once he gets back from his skiing holiday. Or or sooner if something terrible were to happen to his mother.
Why don't we do what we normally do in situations where they haven't the foggiest idea what to do?
What's that?
Set up a royal commission. Ask them to report back in 2 years and then ignore their recommendations.
Excellent suggestion! But, once again, I just really like to focus on the whole likely 2-week total duration of all life on the planet!
I tell you what, why don't we tell people what's actually happening and say there's nothing the government can do and it's up to them to sort it out with themselves?
Tell them the truth, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I guess it's an original idea. I mean, just say we wouldn't disregard anything. Essentially, we'd just be saying to everyone, tough titty and it's every man for himself.
Or herself, and not forgetting members of the transgender community. Are we creating a precedent here, PM? People might think we've no idea what we're doing.
Oh, I know what the media are like these days. We certainly wouldn't want that suggestion to get out, would we?
And could we get Saatchi and Saatchi involved?
Approach this from a PR perspective, you mean?
Yes.
So instead of it being an actual problem, it's more of a perceptual problem. It may look like a giant rock's about to smash into the earth and blow us all into oblivion, but actually, it's just getting a little bit closer than we like. And maybe you can just grab your phone and head up to the higher ground with Brian Cox!
Take it and run it! Case it rains!
Doesn't that mean that people are deluded idiots that'll believe anything we tell them?
Is that an actual problem?
Suppose not, really.
And do we have time to discuss dog leashes in public parks?
Oh, don't worry. That'll be the first item on the agenda for next time. Anything else? No? Right. Well, we've come to a decision then.
Have we? I didn't notice.
Oh, don't worry. It'll all be in the minutes next time. I think we should just leave it there for now and reconvene at a later date. Diaries, everyone. Shall we say, 3 weeks?
I don't think I can do that. I've got something. It's